YouTube, I'm Mark Ryder. You're watching Cosmic Rider TV. Thank you for watching this video. You're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a very traumatic experience that I had in 2004. I had a near-death experience after I was brutally attacked, where I was stabbed 12 times. It's a very difficult subject for me to talk about because it was very traumatic, but I really want to share this experience with you because I feel it will benefit those that are watching this video. And it was a very important experience to me because it put me on a path in search of answers to the meaning of life and put me on a path in search of spiritual enlightenment. When I was young, in my teens, I was involved in criminal and gang activity in London. I'm not proud of my history, but I was lost, I was dumb, and I was ignorant. But I've come a long way, and now I feel I have a higher purpose, a more divine purpose, and I learned a lot of lessons in life. So I'm going to share this experience with you. It's not going to be easy to digest. It's hard for me to comprehend, and it's very, very hard for me to put it into words. But I'm going to do my best. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to take it as gospel. I'm not even sure if it was real or was it a hallucination, but I'm going to give you my truth. And I just asking you to try your best to envision what I'm going to tell you. So I'm not going to go too in depth into the circumstances surrounding the stabbing in this video because I want to focus on the near-death experience. But in another video, I will be talking about the implications and the consequences of young men getting involved in the narcotics trade and criminal activity and being affiliated with criminal life at a young age. So I came from a Christian background. My mother was from Trinidad and my father was Jamaican. Part of my family was Jehovah's Witness, the other part was Christian, but I didn't fully embrace religion at that age. I was rebellious, but I questioned everything. I was a bright kid, but I didn't embrace the faith much until later on in life. So I have lived a very, very dangerous life. I've seen a lot of things, a lot of disturbing things, a lot of things that I experienced keep me up at night, affects my sleep, and the recovery from that event in 2004 has been a rough road. I've had extensive physiotherapy. I had to have two operations to repair my nerve injury. Surgeons said I would never get full use of my arm again, and I've astonished them by the progress that I've made in my recovery. I was paralyzed for about 3 years after the attack, and I've managed to get some use I've managed to get use of my arm, not full use, but the majority of the functionality of my arm back. I deal with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I've gone through bouts of depression, anxiety. I get flashbacks, nightmares, reoccurring nightmares. But for the most part, I've made a pretty good recovery, and I've got to this point in my life where I'm able to talk about and share the experience. I've taken a lot of positive elements away from the experience now, and I look at the experience as a blessing. So I was stabbed multiple times in a robbery. I was robbed and I lost significant amount of blood. I lost over 2 pints of blood. My brain shut down due to me hemorrhaging. I flatlined and I was pronounced clinically dead for around 30 minutes. So during that time, I had a very, very unique experience. So basically, I flatlined and then I felt my soul leave my body, and I just felt this overwhelming sense of peace and euphoria. I wasn't scared at all. I accepted that I was going to die, and I didn't even feel any pain. And I kind of floated out of my body. I felt myself be pulled out of my body. And I remember seeing myself, the surgeons, fighting to resuscitate me as I was lying on the bed. And it took me a while to realize that I was looking at myself. I realized that I didn't really have a body. I had what looked like hands and feet, but I was able to kind of float. And I could think and clear. It was complete bliss and complete peace and clarity of mind. And I kind of dwelled there for a little while. I wasn't really scared, but I was more amazed and excited because this was a completely different experience. It was that I've never experienced before, and I was in complete amazement, and everything kind of made sense, but it didn't at the same time. Very difficult to put it into words what I was feeling at the time, but it was just pure feeling. Then a kind of portal opened up next to me, like a black hole with a tunnel, like a tunnel with a little dot of light at the end of it. And I knew if I went through that tunnel that it would take me away from this where I was, but I didn't want to go because I felt a bit of fear. I didn't want to go through that tunnel. And this light came almost out of nowhere, just kind of manifested in front of me, and it was a being, but it didn't really have a form. It was just a light, and it spoke to me, but it didn't communicate through word. It was more through feeling. And the words can't really explain the way it communicated to me. It just did, and I just felt it, and it just spoke to me through feeling. No words, just through feeling. And it told me that I need to go back. And I said, I don't want to go back. I want to explore. I want to know who you are and why I'm here. It said, no, you're not ready. You've got things to do. There's people that need you. You need to go back. And for a minute, we kind of just communicated back and forth. And I was asking questions as to who are you? And it basically said to me that I'm your guide. I'm always with you. Everyone is going to be waiting for you, but it's not your time. You need to go back. I know this sounds crazy. I know it's hard to believe, and it sounds far-fetched, but this is exactly how I experienced it. Whether it was a hallucination or not, I don't know, but this is what transpired. And I was part of me wanted to go back to my body. Part of me wanted to stay in this state. And basically, the being, I think it was male, I'm not sure. It felt like a male presence, but the being of light basically told me to go back. it's not my time. And if I go through the portal, that hole, there's no turning back. Like I said, I had complete euphoria. This feeling was amazing. It was a feeling of pure love. I felt pure love from this being. And I felt safe. I felt whole. But I decided to go back into my body. And just like that, I basically was zapped right back in to my body. And I woke. I basically I felt a jolt that just sucked me back into my body, a very violent jolt, and I basically was brought back. My consciousness came back, and I woke up in my body. And again, I felt complete peace, no pain, nothing. It was a very, 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 very euphoric feeling. I was consumed with euphoria. That's the only way I can explain it, really. All right, guys, thank you for watching that story. And thank you for taking the time to digest that. I know it's not going to be easy for people to believe that story. And I know it's going to take a lot to digest that. And it may be difficult to interpret the way I explained it, but it is my truth. So where am I today? So today I found a new sense of purpose from that experience, and trust me when I say I'm convinced that there is life after death. The story they've given you about death, there's nothing to fear. You know, we spend our whole lives fearing death, and there's absolutely nothing to worry about. I feel more compelled to help others now. I feel more spiritually empowered, and I believe that I've got a higher purpose now to help other people. And trust me when I say the spirit world is real. The spirit world is very, very real. Some say that it was a hallucination. Some medical professionals say that it's the brain releasing certain endorphins and adrenaline and DMT neurotransmitters to help the body cope with the process of death. But for me, the experience was very, very real. Yeah, you know, it's important to take care of your spirit. We are more than just our physical bodies. We are more than just flesh. There is a spirit world. There is a spirit realm. I will touch more on my spiritual journey in later videos. I needed to share this with you guys because I think it's important to explore the concept of the spirit world. And you know, it's not for everybody. You don't have to believe me. I know it's hard to believe, but you know, I can only give you my truth. You know, and I appreciate your time, and thank you for, you know, watching this video. Please press the like button and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Love and light to you. Thank you.